Welcome to this video about IBLINK. My name is Peter Zwag. Why does IBLINK exist when there are so many other products that send signals from TradeStation to interactive brokers? IBLINK took over a year to build and a bit under a year's programming work. So why did so much effort go into such a project? If you look at the headings, you'll see the topics we're going to cover today, and that will explain why the need for IBLINK. I'm not sure exactly why, but I hadn't tested slippage for many years, and a year or so ago when I retested how much slippage I was getting per contract, it was quite alarming, and I thought that is an extremely significant cost in trading that is simply too high, and my perception was slippage on the futures on the mini contracts is higher than what it had been in previous years. Other products I'd seen were simply not trustworthy enough and robust enough and have enough alarms should anything go wrong to allow trading while I'm actually asleep. I needed computers to monitor computers. I needed to know if anything went wrong. I needed to know if the platform crashed, if TradeStation failed. So many things, particularly when I'm asleep. I also need to add up the total amount of contracts that I'm trading and make sure it reconciles with what's in the brokerage account, because screw-ups are very costly. To improve slippage, we went to smart orders. Now we can key off the bid, we can key off the ask, between the bid and the ask, the last price, you name it, we can do it. We can do timed entries, we can do OCO entry orders, all sorts of smart orders, and we can trade the same system doing different execution methods simply to spread the load or to see what works better. We can also stagger our exit at certain times and use smart exits so we don't get all our contracts dumped at one time, and we can aim for a better price hoping that that will fill. We can also have our profit targets and stops actively in the market, which is more likely to give us a better fill than a trade that fills once TradeStation detects the market has hit the price. Shown here we're short one contract. But if we were short 1 and long 3, you'd see a net of 3 contracts. That way we know that we're in sync because we need a backup in case anything goes wrong with execution, that we've still reconciled the amount of contracts that we should have to what we do have. We also can't have things where if a chart refreshes and you're long, that it sends an additional long contract and then we'll double the amount of contracts that we should be. Very dangerous. This is where I live, and the US markets open 1:30 a.m. and they close at 8 a.m. now. Not family friendly, so I needed a good solution. Even the data feed going into IBLINK is time stamped, so we know the time from the exchange to when it actually hits our server. But you can see here the blue box on the right hand side, you can see how many milliseconds it took for IBLINK to receive the signal from TradeStation. In the cyan, we can see how many milliseconds it took for IBLINK to process an order, and then in the orange we can see how many milliseconds it took for IB to fill the order. This is incredibly fast compared to the alternative methods of getting signals out of TradeStation. So you can see in the cyan box that it took IBLINK 10 to 14 milliseconds to process an order, and it took IB 44 to 86 milliseconds to process an order. Fantastic speed, and better speed gives better fills. Most execution platforms are going to give you your daily profit and loss. They may even give you profit and loss over longer periods of time. But let's look at some of the subtle differences here. Now this is just fantastic. Any system you've traded, even if there were lots of systems with the same symbols in the same account, you can tell the profit and loss. And that saves you having to worry about the difference between theoretical fills and hypothetical fills, and for spotting problems in execution. we can now tell the slippage we're getting per contract. You can see this is the results for a partial month. The sample size is so small, these figures shouldn't be considered reflective of true slippage. But you can see the box in the cyan is showing you the slippage per contract per partial month. Here on today's trades, we can see the slippage per system, automatically uploaded from TradeStation into IBLINK. Smart orders need data feed, so IBLINK can use Interactive Brokers data feed, TradeStation data feed, or IQ data feed. IQ feed will use the fastest of IB, IQ feed, or TradeStation data. So what data feeds are being used here is quite telling. You can see the ones highlighted in green. However, for this example, there's delayed data on some of the IQ feed, hence you'll see the 600-second mark in the IQ field. In summary, we've got some spectacular hardware, which you could argue is complete overkill, and we're in a data center that is incredibly fast and stable with low latency, and a lot of this is overkill, but I'm just erring on the side of doing everything in my control to make trading go as good as possible. IBLINK can run all types of interactive brokers, financial advisor, and individual accounts, and it's unlimited how many you can do, all at the same time. Thanks for watching this video. What's next is the new system builder, which will be the next generation after what built RC2ES. Currently that's Futures Truth top day trading system in the top 10 table. The system builder will be running mid to late 2017. If you're interested in that, go to my website and fill in the web form. Thank you, goodbye.